This week we're going to have a look at a few different vans. We're going to have a look at a couple of tips along the way and a few problems that we've had this week as well. So one big issue, and it wasn't a big issue, but it was a big issue, VIN numbers. So when you have your caravan, you'll get or you should get a CRIS document, and that will sort of tell you what year the caravan was first registered, but it might not necessarily tell you what the actual year of the caravan. And the best way to tell what caravan year yours is from this CRIS number. So our 10th digit along on this one is an N, so we've got SWN. So the N represents what year the caravan actually is. So popping up on the screen now is a breakdown of what they actually mean. So an A, for instance, is a 2010, a B is a 2011, C 2012, and so on. Until we get to I, we don't include I, so we miss out I, so it jumps sort of from H, miss out the I, and it carries on to J. So slight difference, but an N is a 2022. Now it might say on the CRIS document that actually the caravan was first registered in 2021, or it might be 2023 or 2024. So the date that it actually says on your CRIS document isn't the date of the model of the caravan, and this became a problem for us this week looking at buying a caravan in. We had a customer that sort of looked at their document, thought, oh, we've got a 2021 caravan, so that's what we priced up, but actually when it turned up it was only a 2020. So this is a 2022. Big nice washroom at the back, the side island bed, and it's 8 foot wide, believe it or not. This nice big sort of family or a couple's van, but a 2021 version is going to be worth less than the 2022. So if we're buying it in, we can't give the same money for a 2022 if it's a 2021. We have to adjust our price, because when we come to sell it, we can't give the same. And unfortunately, the people that we were looking to buy from didn't quite sort of appreciate that. So it sort of obviously made a decent difference to what we'd quoted to what we could actually give. So another one, this is a 2022. So again, we've got a similar sort of issue with this, as where when we've taken it in, we've priced it as a 23, or what we'd sort of offered, but it is actually a 2022, so we have to adjust that price then, and then that's reflected in the selling price. So we can't sort of give more money if it's not the right year, if that makes sense. But a good way to double check on yours, and if you're buying a caravan, especially if it's private, dealers will know this. Dealers will know what the CRIS registration number refers to, and they won't missell basically. But if you're buying privately and then you're just relying on that CRIS document, that's something else. The other thing that you can do is, and we did this a while ago, is scan the little QR code if it's a newer one. So that little QR code there, you can scan that with your phone, and that will actually give you information. But again, it might not necessarily give you the exact correct year, so using our little reference points from before to double check. Something that again we've looked at previously is these little glass tops can be a pain. We get it sometimes on the hob lids, but they're dead easy to put back in. It's literally 2 little flat screws on the bottom. So we release our flat screws, we adjust this back in, and then we tighten those screws back up, and it's too tight to actually put that in at the moment. So again, just something to make sure that on your caravan, a little check as you're sort of pre-travel check, just give these a bit of a jiggle, make sure that they're not going to be loose. Microwave plates, so again, always advisable to not travel with your microwave plate in situation. If that falls out, it's going to leave us a nice big dent on that worktop, so remove that for travelling. On Sunday's video, we're going to be looking at a lot more tips. Again, we're coming to that sort of, I've said it before, coming to the end of the season as such for a lot of people. But then we got in the comments a lot of people saying, well actually, we're going to use the caravan all the way through, and there's no reason not to. So again, we'll look at that in a little bit more detail, and again we can start now to prepare for that, and that's what we're going to be doing on Sunday's video. So another nice island bed. We've got a few side island beds at the minute, but we've not got a huge amount of the end island beds. Advantages and disadvantages. I think as the side island bed, it makes the van feel a lot roomy, doesn't it? This feels a lot more roomy, whereas when you've got the island bed at the back, it works really well if you've got other people stopping with you and they're going to use the front seating, and then everyone can use that washroom in the middle. But it does make the van feel quite a lot smaller. So a big van like this with the end washroom, it will feel a lot more enclosed. But if you've been used to a 2-berth and you're coming from a 2-berth, then that might not necessarily be an issue. Another really good layout for families is our little side dinette. So again, we've made the bunk beds up on this one, so this gives you a nice visualisation of how that bunk bed makes up and how much room that the kids are going to have or not have. And then usually this table can sort of drop in. Sometimes they've got slats that fill in the middle here, sometimes it's the table, and again sometimes then the cushions open up like this, and sometimes they don't and they have separate cushions. So just always making sure that you've got the actual cushions for the bunk beds. And if you use this type of layout and you don't normally make this up as the bunk beds, if you've got people coming away with you, make sure that you take those extra cushions if they're not part of the cushions for the normal seating like they are. But a really good family layout this. Even for a 2-berth, it's sort of that extra bit of space than a 2-berth, because you can leave that bed up made up at the front, but then you've still got a nice little seating area. And if you find our TikTok, Instagram and Facebook channels, you did a magic trick with these, didn't you? Literally clicked your fingers and they were made, but they don't take too long to make up and down normally anyway. Nice big washroom at the back. I'll give you some stats on this in a second, what the year price and weights are, but I need to have a look at the sheet. I can do it here actually. So it is 11,995. It's 2015. I'm getting ahead of myself there by 10 years nearly. Swift Challenger Sport 524. It's 6.93, let's call it 7 metres from very, very front to very, very back, and a maximum of 1410 kilograms. So still a nice towable van by most cars. So just arrived awaiting cleaning, so but a very, very nice clean tidy van this one, and again huge amounts of workspace on the side here, so a really good layout for families or twos, as I say. Getting, I think, because, and again we might touch a bit more on this at the weekend, we've had such a good summer, haven't we? The summer's been good. Now if you look back at our videos from sort of April time, I'd sort of says we're going to have a really good summer, and it's going to make all the difference to the sales, and I believe that is going to happen. And I think we're sort of finding at the moment and over the summer period that we're not getting as many caravans coming up for sale at the moment, so that might just make a bit of an interesting one to see whether that continues over the winter period and whether we start to get a bit of a shortage, because obviously they're not going to make as many new caravans now, so it'll be interesting to see, something that we're going to keep an eye on. Somebody's lost a little bit out of the fridge, and on this one it's on our little bottom catch that just lets that fridge door open and close, and again now it might have been that this weekend might be the last time that you're using your caravan. So on Sunday, as I say, we're going to have quite a few tips, but if you're fairly new to caravanning, something that you're going to want to do is keep your fridge door and your freezer door left in the open position, and it'll stop it smelling. Obviously make sure that we've removed everything out of there as well. So this is the layout that I was saying about, with the washroom in the middle and the island bed at the back. So the front area doesn't feel as roomy because we've got this dividing wall, but it's a very good layout where you can get in and out of bed either side, and still a good sized washroom in the middle. So very, very popular. I think we've only got 2 layouts at the moment with this layout, so we are desperate for this type of layout. So if you're selling one, let us know and we will try our very best to buy it, as long as it's the right year. So we had a look at the Phoenix 644 before. Very, very good price this. A very good price. And it's just literally just more cosmetic-y sort of silly bits, but a good price. Bailey Phoenix 644. Now the issue that you can sometimes get is when you underprice something, people think there's going to be huge major issues, but there's actually not that much of. It's not massive. It's not like it's full of damp. These are all alloy construction, so all the sidewalls, the roof. There's no sort of damp issues on these. The floors, you can still get damp in them, but again, sort of routine maintenance, making sure that your window rubbers are lubricated up. So again, coming into that good time now of going back around, silicone spraying your window rubbers up, making sure that they're all good. Your toilet seals, your flaps on your outside, so make sure your flaps are all sealed up and lubricated well. You don't want your flaps going dry in this sort of weather, do you? So make sure that they are, and again, because if obviously they do go a little bit not lubricated, then it can potentially cause a leak. So again, we're coming into the time of year now, we've got to start thinking about that. So as I say, Sunday's video we will concentrate more on that side of it. But again, nice island bed to the side. Are we going to see a bit of a glut of side island beds? We've got a lot of side island beds at the moment, and they're still selling, but we just haven't got as many rear fixed beds at the moment.
Why is this priced at this?
$13,995.
Yeah, why?
Why? Just because of cosmetic things. Around the couple of these windows, there's like big little sort of, and I think that's caused by having direct sunlight on this side with your blinds down, and it literally just fractures. It doesn't fracture them, but it just causes this unsightly mess on the windows. And again, I think that one's got similar. So there's a lot of that, but you wouldn't ever replace those windows for that, but it's just a cosmetic thing. We've had this as well this week about cosmetic issues, that that isn't really going to stop you using the van, but if there's sort of markings from damp, again, that's not going to stop you from sort of using the van. But if you've got a load of marks in your wallboarding that are from damp, and it's not damp anymore, but you've still got all of the marking on the wallboarding, that's going to affect the value of your caravan quite significantly as well. So it's not just down to making sure that the caravan is damp free, but it's also in a cosmetic situation that is correct as well, which that is just literally a cosmetic thing, but we've got this reduced right down from what they should be. So things like that are going to put buyers off, and again, it's then up to the buyer to sort of go, well, actually I can live with that, or no, I can't live with that. Obviously damp is a bigger issue. If it's previous damp and you've still got marking or staining on the walls, then that is going to put an awful lot more people off than just little bits with the windows, but that is still reduced quite a lot if you have a look at general pricing out there. So another nice one again, the Bessicar Cameo. So this is the perfect one for the warm weather, isn't it, Isabel?
Yeah.
This is the perfect one because we have got the air conditioning. So have you, after this summer, let us know in the comments, have you thought about having air conditioning put onto the caravan? They do a couple of different mounted ones, roof mounted, under the seat mounting, under the bed mounting. So if you've looked at air conditioning, what have you thought? Are you going to have it done? Are you going to go for a roof mounted version, or are you going to go for a floor mounted version, or are you just going to go for a portable unit? I think next year is going to be good weather again, but it's not going to last forever, is it? I think we're in sort of a 4-year cycle where we're going to have some good weather again for a while, but then it might not last forever. So is it worth it? Is it worth it? Let us know in the comments. So another nice one there, side island bed again. So a good van. Heavy though, this one. 17,995. It is 1,750 kilograms. It's a 2016 and it is 7.5 meters from very, very front to very, very back. So yeah, nice one with this sort of Alcantara. They need to come and clean these. They've got a few dirty marks. Is the only thing with that light colour. People with dirty hands or rubbing against it and whatever, it does make it dirty quite quickly. So probably not a great one if you've got kids, is it, this layout or this colour? But yeah, nice van. And hopefully that has sort of just gone round. We've had a few little looks at different layouts, a few different ideas with different layouts, and a few little tips. As I say, Sunday we will have a more getting sort of ready for the winter. That's the best way I can put it. So we're going to start thinking about those sort of checks and things to do now, potentially before we put the caravan away for a while, but it's not going to suit everybody. But again, the checks that we're going to do on Sunday should be for everybody, whether you're using the van over the winter, not using it, putting it away. That's the last time that we've used it. It should cover it for everyone. So we'll see you then. Thanks for watching. Hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, go and check Isabel out on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. That sounded well, didn't it? But see what Isabel's up to, all on those channels for the Caravan Place, and then we'll see you then. Thanks for watching on Mark at the Caravan Place.